Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is me, Rusty 78609, Central Texas, USA. It is October the 19th, 2016, Wednesday, about 9:42 a.m. The temperature is 78 top down degrees, and it's a nice day. And again, it's another busy day. I've got to go to see the dermatologist today. I go twice a year, even though I could just go once a year. I go twice. And the reason is about 5 years ago, I had a small melanoma removed that was in situ, which means it was, or in situ, however you pronounce it, which means it was, they got all of it. It was just a little bitty one. And since then, I haven't had any. But I still like to go get it checked, because if I'm gonna die of something, I'd rather it not be that. But be that as it may, if you catch them early, they're okay. And I can't see my back, and I live by myself. So, and I can't really tell either, because I've checked what I thought were bad spots on my body and turned out to be nothing. So I just leave it up to the dermatologist and keep my fingers crossed. I go to two different ones. I go to a female dermatologist in March, and I go to a male dermatologist in October every year, and I have for the past 5 years. And beauty's in the eyes of the beholder, and so what you're counting on is that dermatologist's eyes to spot a spot on your body that might be a bad one. And can they make mistakes? Yep. So rather than just go once a year, I go for the backup and get another opinion, so to speak. And also the reason I do it is I'm on Medicare. Medicare pays 80%, and you have a deductible like $155 or whatever it is. It changes every year. And usually my first visit, or always the first visit, I meet the deductible, so the second visit 6 months later is basically a freebie. I usually end up paying $40 or $50, which is well worth it. And they also have, and I've told my dermatologist, both of them, this many times, that they're going to be replaced by a smartphone app. It's true. They have a smartphone app. You can check it out. Go to Google Play, or on your iPhone, go wherever you go. And you'll see that there is an app for dermatology. You take a picture of the spot that you suspect is something wrong with it, and it runs it through the system and compares it with millions and millions and millions of other similar things, and gives you an opinion, which would be much better than your own, and then you can make a decision whether you need to go to a dermatologist or not. However, would I rely totally on an app? No, not at this time. Not at this time. I have to say that probably in a few years I will. This is Highway 71. You probably saw that sign. This runs from Llano, Texas to Austin, Texas, and it also goes by a resort up here on the left called Horseshoe Bay. I've done a video of Horseshoe Bay before. It's a really high dollar resort. They've got 4 golf courses, 4 18-hole golf courses, and it's just a big high dollar retirement area for those that have the money. And having said all that, on this highway I have to drive a little faster, because the speed limit on this highway I think is 70. And so I move all the way up to 60. And believe me, at 60 you'll still get run over. But Today is a busy day. I got, the good thing too about going to the dermatologist for me is they check your blood pressure and your weight. Of course, I'm interested in the blood pressure because I like to keep my blood pressure under 130 and around 70 to 80 on the other end. And so far, I've been able to do that. And I'm 71. I take no medication. I won't take medication. I will take medication if it's a bacterial infection that they have an antibiotic for. I'll do that. As far as taking the flu shot, I don't, never have. And because the flu is a virus, and there are many different strains of flu virus. And unless you are immunized against the specific flu virus that you're exposed to, then the flu shot does absolutely nothing other than make you feel bad for a few days. That's my opinion. I'm not a doctor. So don't listen to me when I start talking about medical things, because that's just my opinion. And my opinion is worth just what you pay for it. Nothing. And this will be another one of my viral videos. If I get 100 views on a video, I feel like that's viral. Some of these guys get 50 million views. Some of these people have millions of subscribers. I mean, it's just freaky, to use a 20th century, 21st century jargon. But it's a pretty drive over here to Horseshoe Bay, and I'm in no hurry. I don't have to be there till 10:30. I always leave early. I always arrive early. Been like that all my life. That's the way I was trained when I was a kid. My dad always told me that, if you ever have a job, get there early and do the deal. And I have always done that. Of course, he was wrong. He was wrong on a few things, but it was right for his era, his generation, his era. Because one of the things he said was, you don't ever have to. If you're working for someone, you don't ever have to ask for a raise. If you're doing the job, they'll take care of you. Well, that's bullshit. They don't. Not now. They don't. Now they probably did when he was growing up. If they noticed some guy that was doing a good job at working, they were honest enough to compensate that individual for his extra efforts. However, now, if you were working at McDonald's, you're not going to get a raise ever. Same way at Walmart. You can be an exemplary employee, but unless the corporate offices decide they're going to give everybody a 3% raise, you're not going to get a dime. So, I'm off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Oh, I give my dermatologist a hard time. When he comes in, I talk about his shoes. He always wears these cute little tennis shoes. This one does. And then the other dermatologist, she's originally from Hawaii. And I always ask her if she's been surfing or something. Or if she's got a pineapple in her purse. But anyway, you got to have a little fun in life. Why not joke? A lot of people don't like people that joke or kid around. I do. I think it's a way to make life interesting. I also try to strike up conversations in the waiting room when I'm waiting to see a doctor. Hi, how are y'all doing? Where y'all from? And occasionally you just get a dead group. They just want to sit there and breathe oxygen until they die. Fine with me. So this is Highway 71. I don't know how far we are from Horseshoe Bay. Not too far. It's off to the left, which would be kind of north. We're headed east, obviously, into the sun. And it's a nice day. It's all right. I like days. It needs to be a little cooler. Well, tomorrow this evening or in the morning, we have a cool front coming through. And usually, and I've mentioned this probably 50 times, but usually ahead of a cold front, it warms up. So it'll warm up today and it'll drop like a rock tomorrow. That's Horseshoe Bay area. You turn left right here and go into the metropolis. That's where the elites live. And believe me, they've got some elites in there. They've got a subdivision called Applehead Island. Applehead Island is an island on Lake LBJ. And there are some homes there that look like apartment complexes. I went to a political event there one time, to a home with a lady who invited me, who wanted to take me on a cruise, and I didn't go. I probably should have. But anyway, we went to the function, and while I was there, I found out that home was for sale, and they were only asking a mere $7.2 million for it. I asked them if they would take a personal check. But it was a beautiful home, you know, but it's what you call opulence. I could have parked my 26-foot RV in the kitchen and had room to turn around. I had big homes one time, not that big, I had about a 3,000 square foot home, my last home. 5-bedroom, 3-bath, with a swimming pool on 10 acres of land. Right outside of Victoria, Texas. Sure did. And I did not like it. That was for some reason, it just wasn't in me to live like that. I grew up in a simple, rural, farming environment, and I never grew out of it. There's another way to go to Horseshoe Bay Resort there. It's a big deal. Right down here where I'm going is a big medical center. Of course, you would expect that. It's fairly new. It's been built in the last 5 years. And that's where I'm going. And they charge you, I never pay it, but they actually charge you a building use fee of $175 as part of your appointment. But since I'm on Medicare, and this doctor accepts what Medicare will pay, then that is always deleted. But if you had Medigap or other health care, then that fee would be charged to your company and they would pay it. Healthcare USA. Could it be changed? Sure. I was in Mongolia in the Peace Corps in 1994. They had free health care and they were one of the poorest countries on earth. And it was good because I used it a couple of times. Once for dental problem and once for a head wound. No charge. The doctor seemed as good as any I'd ever seen. But anyway, I've got a relative in Victoria, Texas that's still in the hospital. And apparently he wanted to leave and was pulling the stuff out, and they had to restrain him and put it back in. And I would like to say this about that. If I go to a hospital and I'm alert enough and they haven't drugged me yet, and I get ready to leave, Rusty is leaving. I guarantee you. And if my children try to have me restrained and put back in bed, they may get away with it. Yeah, they may get away with that. And I may act like I let them do it. I say, okay, yeah, you're right. Because you know you can't win the battle, okay? And then once I'm carefully put back in bed, I'll have to watch it and be sure they don't sedate me or tranquilize me like they do animals. And at some moment, just like a prisoner of war, you will find an opportunity to escape. And that's exactly what I would do. It would keep me alive planning my escape. But be that as it may, there's the hospital dead ahead, steady as she goes. You know, someone asked me why, if it was okay to drive on the shoulder, because I do pull over on the shoulder occasionally like I'm fixing to now. In Texas, it's okay. In fact, it's considered good manners, because when you pull over like I am now, I'm just letting a faster car, well, actually two cars now, I'm just letting them pass. But you have to be careful when you pull over on the shoulder like this. Always be sure that you can see a good distance down the highway on the shoulder. The reason being is the shoulder is also used for idiots that will pull over and park there and not put their emergency flasher on, and you can come over a hill and rear end Bubba while he's packing his mouth with skull. And so, having said that, folks, y'all enjoy your day. I'll enjoy mine. Believe it or not, Marble Falls has their city limits sign all the way out here, just so they can get the tax base from this hospital right up here. But anyway, having said that, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy American made if and when you can. If you can't buy American made, look around for something other than Chinese, maybe one of our good trading partners. This is Baylor Scott and White Medical Center. And I'll continue this till I get to my parking spot so I can safely turn the video off and start the upload. I always go this way to a parking spot. I parked in the doctor's lot one time. Did I know I was doing it? Yeah. Why do I do shit like that? It's just in me, folks. That's all I can tell you. It's just in me. Do I question authority? Shit. Every time I get a chance. Why not? Somebody's got to do it. So here we are facing a brick wall. Notice I always park at an angle too. The reason I do that is so somebody can't jam in right next to me and slam their door against my car. So you guys have a great day. I'll have a great day. I've already done the bye-byes, so adios.